Hey. How is everybody? All right, we're talking YouTube today. We are going to really cover everything from beginning to end. So if you've been thinking about getting started on YouTube, but have been confused on where to start, this is it. I'm going to give you everything that you'll need to know and fully equip you to get started on YouTube as soon as possible. So if you want to go through this video as we go through the live stream, ask any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. As you go through this first time, just absorb it, ask questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section on the replay. And then watch it again as you start executing, because there's a lot of things that we'll be covering that are meaningful to you. So we're going to cover again everything that you'll need to know about getting started on YouTube to start generating real estate leads, start generating a real estate business that is sustainable, has a strong foundation, and only grows with time. So this is an opportunity for you to forget the courses, forget the all the things that you probably saw an ad coming in here. Forget the gurus out there that have basically watched this YouTube channel and are now selling you this information. So you can stop that, right? So you don't have to actually pay them $1,000 to learn what they had for free here, and now they're repackaging it and selling it to you. All right, so let's get going. So as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way, and let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Making sure that this is working. All right, so let's get going. All right, so we're going to give you the complete YouTube guide. We're going to give you the complete YouTube strategy that I've used very successfully to not only generate real estate leads for myself, our team, and our expansion team, but also open various businesses off of the back of YouTube. YouTube is the most phenomenal platform out there to grow your business. I firmly believe that, and you'll see why here in a little bit. So let's get going. Complete YouTube guide step by step. So here's what you'll be doing to launch your YouTube career / real estate lead generation powerhouse. All right, so how do I go to the next one? There we go. All right, so why use YouTube? Well, from a YouTube perspective, or from a numbers perspective, YouTube is the second largest website that's around. So from a user perspective, the traffic is here. YouTube is a phenomenal search engine, so second largest search engine next to Google, which is the parent company. So you have a lot of traffic, a lot of eyeballs on the platform themselves that you didn't have to build a platform yourself. You just had to leverage the platform for your business. On top of that, it's getting twice the amount of traffic from the Instagrams of the world and all the other websites that you've heard about, all the other social media platforms. But really, the big superpower here is the fact that with YouTube, once you create a video, take this live stream as an example. Once I create this, it's here and it's being watched after the fact, right? A year after this recording, there's going to be views coming in. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, forever, right? So it's an opportunity for you to create one video, create one asset that will start generating more and more business through more and more views as you go. So it's a one and done model. You create a video once and it starts working for you. It starts building with you. So this is something that you can't do with cold calling, as an example. The moment that you stop calling someone is the moment that your lead generation is over, which is a complete opposite in YouTube world, because the moment that we get through with this recording, that's when it starts building. That's when it starts getting views. That's when it starts working for us, right? So again, it's just astronomical. Think of it, every time you're creating a YouTube video, you are creating a salesperson, right? So one video is a salesperson for your business, which is astronomical to think of, or just unfathomable to think about. Why agents, right? So why agents on YouTube? 5 years ago, for all intents and purposes, there weren't that many real estate agents doing this. I personally started in 2018. That's when I started leveraging YouTube for my businesses, and I haven't stopped since then. There was a period of time from 2019 to 2020 where I did a YouTube video every single day for 2 years straight. And I'll show you the strategy that I used in order to do that at such a scale without missing a beat. and having plenty of time left over to grow other verticals of our business. So from a agent's perspective, the reason that we want to do that is because, give me a second here. So as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way, and feel free to drop any questions that you have on the chat. From an agent's perspective, right now, there's not much competition. Take any market out there. I've been saying this since last year, the year before that, and it's still the case here. Take any market that you're in: Orlando, Dallas, El Paso, Las Vegas, New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago. Take any market that you're thinking about, and you have an opportunity. There are so much eyeballs. There's so much attention. There's so much opportunity for you. You just have to create a video. That's it. You just have to get out of your own way and actually implement this strategy for once. So from an opportunity perspective, it's there. Now, why does this work so well is because think about your own behavior. If you're going to learn anything, where are you going to go? You're going to go to YouTube. Well, first you're going to start on Google. How do I change a toilet? How do I change tile? Or how do I make my lawn green? Whatever you're trying to learn, you're going to Google, and then it comes over to YouTube very, very quickly, because most people will want to learn visually. It's the same thing that you're doing for your buyers, for your sellers. So when you're educating, when you're providing value, when you're providing meaningful information for your future clients, people that end up becoming your clients, people will reach out to you, and you'll see exactly how that looks like today. So from a bare just consumer behavior perspective, you see that it's working in real time. And I can tell you that a recent channel that we just launched, so it's a few months old, now monthly you're looking at $3 million in sales volume. And this is a brand new channel for all intents and purposes. So it's something that you can scale very, very quickly. It's something that if you're meaningful and strategic with what you're building, you have no reason why you can't grow. Not only from growing on the YouTube platform, but more importantly, generating real estate business for yourself, your team if you have one, or your brokerage. Expectations. YouTube takes time. I know I just gave you a pretty extreme example that we were able to launch a brand new channel locally here, and we're generating that amount of leads and that amount of sales volume already. But the appropriate expectation here is, don't expect YouTube to do all of the work in 30 days. So if you are 30 days from going out of business, don't do YouTube. I'm being completely candid with you. If you have a 30-day run rate, if you have a 60-day run rate, even if you have a 90-day run rate, and you have to make it work or else you're out of business, don't do YouTube. I would much rather you hit the phones. I would much rather you do door knocking. I would much rather you go actively prospect business today than learn a completely new skill of video making, storytelling, thumbnails, description, all this other stuff, editing. I'd much rather you invest that time and spend those hours in now business and prospecting business. Expectations here is, this is a lead generation strategy that's going to bring people to you at scale, but don't expect YouTube to work for you instantly, especially if you're newer, right? So we've had the just tremendous honor and blessing that we've been able to launch a ton of real estate agents on YouTube. So we know what we're doing. We know what types of videos are going to hit, which ones we're not expecting to hit, and will be more of a brand builder, more of a conversion strategy than a lead generator for us. So if you're learning this brand new skill for the first time, the expectation that I would set for you when it comes to YouTube is, don't expect this to work today. So give your YouTube learning curve, if you're consistently putting out content, 2 videos a week is what I recommend at the moment. Give yourself 4 months to see something meaningful. So notice what I just said. So 2 videos per week. Did I say per month? 2 videos per week, and giving yourself 4 months in order to see some meaningful traction, right? So this is an opportunity for you to work on other strategies, but also work on your YouTube channel and start building it up, right? So I'm trying to set the appropriate expectations because there's a lot of folks out there that will tell you, hey, get on YouTube, you're going to start generating all this money, all of these leads, all that, whatever. That's not true. That's not a thing, right? So in a couple of days, right? So the expectations that they're trying to sell their courses to you, they're trying to set unrealistic expectations, and it's more about selling the course than actually providing results for you, right? So from an expectations perspective, know that this is a way to leverage your time, build your business with time. That's what we're looking to do. But at the end of the day, YouTube is a super weapon that you can use to generate leads. That's what this is about. Your North Star is lead generation. You might get monetized at one point or another. You might get monetized. That new channel that I mentioned to you, we're going to get monetized here in a couple of months doing what we're doing. And that's awesome. But we're not banking on that paying the bills. It's going to be a nice little tip from YouTube. So once we become monetized, which if you don't know what that means is if you have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and have 4,000 hours of watch time in a year, you're eligible for the Partners program where YouTube gives you a percentage of the ad revenue that's collected on the views that your channel gets. That's what monetize means. But we're not after that money. If it happens, great. That's awesome. This channel has been monetized for years now, and I don't know exactly how much we make, but it's there's months where we get thousands. There's some months where we get 2,000, and that's awesome. That's great. But at the end of the day, I'm not banking on that paying my bills. It's nice. Again, it's a huge tip, but our North Star is lead generation. So I'm going to show you the strategies that actually generate leads for you, because that's ultimately what we're talking about. Real estate lead generation, leveraging YouTube for real estate leads. So again, that's it. That's our North Star. Real estate lead generation, YouTube. That's what we're after. We can talk about affiliates. We can talk about YouTube AdSense. We can talk about product sales, course sales, all that stuff at another date. Right now, we're talking about generating business. People that want to buy or people that want to sell. That's it. That's what we're going to cover. And that should be your North Star, right? Unless you want to actively be a YouTuber and that be your profession, cool. Then we're talking about something a little bit different here. The way that I share it is YouTube is a huge platform for you that you can leverage to build your real estate business. All right, so identifying your audience. What does this mean? Oftentimes, whenever you get started on YouTube, you have so many ideas that you want to get started and implemented, and that's great. But oftentimes, we find ourselves talking to too many different audiences where we ultimately end up talking to none of them, right? So if we're trying to go, we're going a mile wide as opposed to a mile deep. So when I say identify your audience, who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to a buyer? Are you speaking to a seller? Who are you speaking to? Right? Have that definition, have that crystal clear image of who you're actually wanting to communicate. Because if you're making content that, let's just say that would appeal to a first-time home buyer, that's great. Keep after that. But then the next video, you make a video on how to make more sales as a real estate agent. You're talking about two different things. Here you're talking about a first-time home buyer, but now you're over here talking about sales information, sales strategy that will appeal to a real estate agent. These are different, right? So identifying your audience brings you so much clarity, especially at the beginning, because the toughest road to hoe is going to be your first couple of videos. Because you're learning how to record. You're learning what this camera does. You're learning what this lighting's about, what this audio's about. You're learning all these editing strategies or techniques that you had no idea on, and now you have to upload them to YouTube, and hopefully it's right. You don't know what unlisted, private, schedule, or premiere means when you upload on YouTube. It's overwhelming. So the first thing we need to do is we need to identify our audience. Again, going back to the principal thing, as long as we're speaking to the correct audience, we know the next video we're going to create. We know the questions that we get from our audience. We know what's ultimately going to help not only our channel grow, but it's going to be useful to your viewers. So are you speaking to buyers? Are you speaking to sellers? If you're speaking to buyers, what does that look like? Is it a first-time home buyer? Is it a move-up buyer? What questions do they have? What pain points do they have? What can I help with? right? And you're going to start seeing that in your comment section of the types of people that reach out to you and the types of people that have questions on what you're talking about. So that's something incredible. Now, as we keep going, please make sure to comment down in the chat what city and state you're listening from today, to make sure we can one, the audio is working correctly across the board, but also see if there's an opportunity to answer any additional questions you might have, because we're going to start going pretty rapidly quick, or pretty quick, very, 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 very shortly. All right. Communication style. So from your communication style, what I'm trying to convey here is, how are you going to communicate? Are you going to do talking head videos? This is what a talking head video is. So basically, anytime you log into a Zoom call, you're a talking head video, because this is what you're seeing. Are you going to be an on location type of channel, or on location type of video, where you're going into the city and interviewing business owners, or going and interviewing residents, or going and doing neighborhood tours where you're walking the neighborhood recording it? Or are you going to be an interview based video, which I kind of alluded to earlier, when you're interviewing people? Because think of what happens here. You could very easily record it with your phone. This is all you're going to need. You just record your phone, and for all intents and purposes, you're ready to go. However, if you're going to go and interview the local principal, well, there you're going to need to have a different setup. There you're going to need to consider, well, what is the mic that I need for her or him, right? What mic do I need? How is that going to plug into the camera? Do I need multiple cameras? What's the lighting going to be? That's a consideration. When you go on location, well, there's so much wind. Like, how can I avoid this, like this hissing sound that happens on the audio? Well, there's certain considerations that you need to have. So as you're going through your communication style, the first thing that I suggest, especially as you're getting started, is start with the simple videos. The communication style of this, again, is a talking head video. Talking head videos, you're doing them right now. You're just logging into Zoom right now, and you're having conversations, right? So either for a mastermind, for a meeting, or you're doing a buyer consultation or seller consultation, because of the years that we just came from, you kind of had to previously because of COVID and all that stuff. But now, to reduce that friction and get started as quickly as possible, I strongly recommend that you get started with these talking head videos, because they're so simple to execute. And it's going to it's going to avoid you delaying getting started on YouTube. So when you're looking at communication style, it's something to consider. As you get more experience, then start thinking about more sophisticated recording techniques. Introduce a different camera, introduce different lighting, introduce different audio. But don't make it harder on yourself, especially starting out, because YouTube is hard enough. So we already covered this, but talking head or on location. So those are the two primary types of videos that you will be making. Talking head videos, which is what you're seeing right here. Oh, look, we have a bot. Let's see. Nice. There we go. There we go. All right. So that's something that you're going to find when you're going live. You're going to have all these bots that will, what do you call it? Spam your chat, but we took care of it. Anyway, talking head videos, again, this is a talking head video, or on locations where you physically go. So there you're talking about getting your camera bag, your camera, your audio, your light, getting a lot of other things in the mix. There's nothing wrong with that, but just understand the work that you're about to get into. Phone, it has everything you need. The phone has everything that you need. So you don't have to go and buy a $5,000 camera. That's not part of the training that I ever have. At some point, if you want to get into a more sophisticated camera, of course you can do that. But the phone is all you need. All you have to do is turn it sideways right here, either do the front facing camera or the back facing, and you're good to go. So let's go to the next one. One of the quickest things that will enhance your quality on your video is your audio, right? So the audio right here, this is my audio going into this. It's going to does a lot of other things here that things that I'm not aware of what they do. I see Cloud Lifter, I see stuff, right? But your audio is going to be your first improvement. It's very simple to improve your audio, even if you have your iPhone or your Android or whatever. You can have an external microphone that clips into your phone, and it clips onto your into your shirt, and you're speaking into that, right? So it's an opportunity to instantly, and I mean instantly, improve your audio. And that's the first improvement that you want to make. For $20, $30, $40, you've drastically increased the quality of your video. So in terms of return on investment, your audio is going to be the highest return on investment for the least amount of money, right? So as we're looking to improve, as we start getting these videos out there, maybe have a little bit more capital, or maybe see a bit more of an opportunity with YouTube, your next investment is in audio. Next is your lighting. So you have some lighting here. I could turn it off. You can kind of see different types of lighting. But the lighting allows you to replicate your set time and time again. At the time of this recording, it's around midday, but I could very easily be recording this at midnight and it would look the same, right? So we're replicating our visual. We're replicating the aesthetics of our video, of the content that we're producing. And then lastly, our last upgrade is going to be the video. The reason that I make this the last is because your cameras, regardless of the phone that you have, is good enough, is really good enough. Some high quality. You can do HD. You can do a lot of cool stuff with iPhones, with Androids. They have a phenomenal camera. A camera like this, this is a Sony A7, I think is what it's called. See, I'm not really that well versed when it comes to all of this stuff itself, but just watching enough YouTube videos and you make it work. But the last upgrade is going to be your video. Your last upgrade, that's where you start buying a $600, $800 camera, right? I had, that's actually what you see back here. Hopefully you can see it more here. You have the Canon, I think those are M50s. So both of those are M50s. Those are $600, $800. I don't know what they're priced at right now, but those are fine. This one's phenomenally better. But at the end of the day, that was this is the latest iteration of our video gear, right? So first I improved the audio, then I improved the lighting, then I improved the video. So that's the progression as you get going on your YouTube career, if you will. Well, at some point you have to create your YouTube channel, right? So at some point you have to create your YouTube channel, and you get a YouTube channel for free. You don't have to pay anybody to create it for you. You can create it yourself. You just go to youtube.com, create channel, and there you go. Right? So it's very, very simple. So we're not going to go and actually create one today because it's one of the most simplest things that you can do. Once you create your YouTube channel, there are certain things that you'll want to get right and optimized. You'll have what's called a channel banner, which is at the top. So if you go to my channel right now, you're going to see a banner at the top with my face and a bit more information. That's a channel banner. You're going to want to provide context as to what your channel is about. So when you go to the about section, so if you click on the about on my channel as well, it'll show what the content is about. That's the about section. So you want to fill that out. All the videos that you upload, you want to have a description to them. Every video that you upload, you're going to have a description on what that video is about, but you're also going to have contact information on how people can reach out to you. These are the phone numbers, the emails, the websites, the Calendly links, any funnels that you have or any lead-ins, landing pages that you have. That's where you put your stuff, your contact information. But again, the bare bones of it is you got to create your YouTube channel. It's absolutely free to create. Once you have your YouTube channel created, you log in and then you press upload and you upload your video. It's that simple. So first you're going to need to create your YouTube channel, and then that's when you can upload your video. So that's the bare bones of it. That's the how this works, right? So the video that you're actually seeing right now that I'm recording real time, this one I'm actually doing a live stream that will stay as a video forever. But when I have a pre-recorded video that I edit, that I do all the B-roll and do the music ad and everything else like that, then I drop it into the YouTube channel, and then I decide if it's a public video, an unlisted video, or a private video. A public video is what you're going to see on the channel at all times. An unlisted video is you can see it only if you have the unique URL. And a private video is one that you can't see unless I specifically put your email and says, you know, if this person is logged into their account, Jaime at JaimeResendiz.com or whatever, then you can see it. But outside of that, you wouldn't be able to. You'd need permission. Now, how do you launch your YouTube channel? I used to think that, you know, get your first video out there and then figure out the rest. I still believe that, but we've launched enough YouTube channels at this point where you want to launch multiple videos at once. If you can't do 5, do 3. And whenever I say at once, I'm saying I like to, whenever we're launching a YouTube channel, I like to launch a video on a Monday, another video on a Tuesday, another video on a Wednesday. I could upload all of them at once, but I like doing it that way. So when we're launching YouTube channels, especially if it's a brand new, they've never done YouTube before, there's a lot of prep work that we do with our agents ahead of time, showing how to create videos, showing the strategies that are working, showing what's not working, everything in between. So what we're doing is we need at least 3 videos real time that are ready to go, so then we can upload them again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So when we release and launch the channel, we launch 5 videos. Again, we want at minimum 3, but 5 is where five is our goal. The reason that we want to launch with 5 videos is because we want people that see our channel for the first time or see our work for the first time, we want to give them a reason to subscribe. Oftentimes what happens is once you create your first YouTube video, you're super excited, and that you should be. It's a huge accomplishment. Once you upload it to YouTube and you're asking everybody to subscribe and they only see 1 video on your YouTube channel, they don't know if you're serious. They don't know if you're ever going to come back and record another video. So now by you actually showing more and more videos on your library, on your YouTube library, you're showing some level of commitment, and they can actually watch another video. So not only do they take you more seriously, but also once they watch one of your videos, they're going to be intrigued, and there's some momentum that they'll want to watch other videos in your catalog as well. So that's monstrous. That's phenomenal, right? So again, when we're launching channels, we want to have multiple videos out there as quickly as possible so they can get into the rhythm of watching our content. So that's how we launch our channels. But to give you an even better sense of what this looks like, I want to give you the videos to actually create. So this is, again, the differentiator between those ads that you saw at the beginning of this video, trying to sell you something. These are the videos, the same videos that they learned how to do through this YouTube channel that are now they're trying to sell you, right? So these are the videos that if you were going to launch a YouTube channel, this is what I would suggest that you consider making. So everything about city. So here, what this looks like is everything about Orlando, everything about Los Angeles. So everything you need to know about Los Angeles, everything you need to know about New York City, everything you need to know about Chicago, right? So the Everything About series is a phenomenal series that you have to create, because this is a video that you're going to not only be able to publish on your YouTube channel to establish credibility, to establish authority, and establish a resource for people that are wanting to learn about the city that you happen to work, but it helps you from a conversion strategy as well, because now you can share this video with those people that are looking to relocate to your specific city, right? So think about what happens when somebody is relocating from, let's say, California to Texas, when they're wanting to see what Lubbock, Texas is about, which is in West Texas, where I grew up near Lubbock in Petersburg, Texas. Shout out. So think about what happens there. Somebody starts researching Lubbock. They see a video and they see a real estate agent covering everything about Lubbock. They cover the Texas Tech. They cover Lubbock Christian University. They cover the quality of life of a college town. They cover surrounding communities like Abernathy, Idalou. They cover the schools. They cover Monterey, Friendship, Lubbock High School. There's another one that I'm forgetting, Coronado. All those. I mean, I'm just rattling off a lot of Lubbock stuff because that's what I know, right? But anyway, there's somebody that's looking to move to Lubbock. Well, guess who they're going to reach out to, right? They're searching for this information, and prior to YouTube, what did they have to go off of? They're going to go on Zillow and look for a realtor there. So if you're a brand new agent, you're poop out of luck. You're out of luck. If you're a brand new agent, you're done, because you don't have any sales on Zillow. You don't have a profile on these major indices. So whenever you've heard the adage, the rich get richer, it's so true. So somebody that has had a lot of success, and rightly so, that's okay. I'm not trying to demonize. That's not what this is. But what I'm trying to share with you is that when you're creating content in this manner, even if you're brand new, you can win. It's not the best realtor that wins at the end of the day here on YouTube. It's the one that is better able to communicate at the end of the day, right? So just going through the strategy behind this video that you'll want to create. So everything about video, everything about Lubbock in this case. Not only is it going to bring you more business, but it's going to help you convert that business, because once somebody calls you about Lubbock or wanting to move to Lubbock, and you have a very good conversation, now you can text them, hey, just wanted to share with you, I'm not sure if you saw this video, but I wanted to share a video that I made about Lubbock. I think it's going to have a lot of information you need to know, right? So you're able to communicate in a different way. The pros and cons of Lubbock. We're going to stay with the Lubbock theme for today. Pros and cons of Lubbock. You're taking a lot of the same things that you've already mentioned, a lot of the things that you've already covered on your everything about video, and now you're doing a pros and cons. Now you're infusing a bit more subjective information, a lot more of your personal opinion. These are the good things about Lubbock. These are the bad things about Lubbock, right? So you're providing a more curated, maybe not curated, you're providing your own personal spin, and you're also providing some value, because these are pros and cons that you were going to share with your clients anyway. But now remember, this is actually video 2 now. So not only do you have one video about Lubbock, now you have a pros and cons video. So now you have 2 assets that speak to Lubbock. So you're building some authority. Lubbock cost of living. So this is for the analytical people that are researching, hey, what's going to be the cost of living? So if I move to Los Angeles and I'm making $200,000, if I move to Lubbock and I make $120,000, how does that stack up? Right? This is where you help people compare apples to apples as opposed to California to Texas, right? So this is where you provide some parity on the, when they're making their move. People that are researching topics on the cost of living, they're serious. They are serious, right? Again, this is more for the analytical people that take this into consideration. As they're making a move like that, they need to know, and they're researching that. So by you providing a cost of living, at least a benchmark to go from, they're going to be able to find a lot more value in your videos. So this is where you start building that depth. Remember, we don't have to go a mile wide. We're trying to go a mile deep, right? So if you work Lubbock, maybe I'm getting too molecular with Lubbock, but there's a lot of you that are not in metropolitan areas like Dallas, Fort Worth. That's the area that I play in. So I'll stick to Lubbock because, again, that's what I know, and it's a smaller market. So will apply to you regardless if you're in a smaller market or in a large market. But now you're building that authority. Now you're building that database that you're going to be able to send to your email list, to the people that you meet on the at open houses, to people that are interested about the city. all together. So not only are you generating leads, but you're also converting. Okay. So cost of living. Watch before moving and selling or selling. So that's whether you're looking to move or sell or whatever. Whether you're going after buyers or sellers. Watch before moving to Lubbock. What are we doing here? What we're trying to target for is moving to Lubbock. That's the keywords that we want. Moving to Dallas, moving to Phoenix, moving to Charlotte. Watch before. What are you doing? You're getting in between the actual move and them. You're infusing yourself in the middle. Say, hey, I know that you're looking to move to Dallas, but hey, you need to watch this before. This type of video works incredibly well because that's the actual strategy right there. Remember, YouTube is a search engine and gets a lot of its traffic from its parent company, which is Google. So whenever somebody Googles moving to Lubbock, they're going to see some blogs, but they're also going to see some videos, and you want your videos to be there. Watch this before that. You're putting yourself between the transaction, right? So this video works incredibly well as well because this is that search engine play. This is that opportunity for you to actually get business, right? So when we make these videos, we expect business. For a couple hundred views, we expect a lead, right? So if we do a property tour video, this is getting very molecular. That's going to go later in our live stream today. But when we create a video doing a property tour on a brand new build, that's a different type of video. With that type of video, we don't expect many leads from that from a small amount of views. We need thousands of views per lead, right? But with this type of video, watch this before moving. For every couple hundred views, we expect a lead, and we're getting a lead, right? So a lot of video selection has to do with the success. Let me rephrase that. The success that you have on YouTube has a lot to do with your video selection. So as you start thinking through this strategy, what video do I need to make next? Ask yourself the question, how close is the viewer from calling me? So write that down. For the ones that are watching this, drop a comment down in the comment section. Is this making sense? But if you're taking down notes, ask yourself this. And if you want to pause this or take a screen grab to come back specifically to this point, how close is the viewer from calling me? That's what you need to answer for. How close is a viewer from calling me? How to buy or sell in Lubbock. How to buy in Lubbock, Texas. How to buy a house in Lubbock, Texas. How to sell a house in Lubbock, Texas. This is an educational video. So how to buy, you're sharing with somebody how to buy a home. Now, how's that different? Any different from how to buy a house in Dallas as an example? It's not. It's not. But the reason that we're putting how to buy a house in Lubbock, Texas is because we're going after buying a house in Lubbock, Texas. Those are the keywords that we're going after. That's the traffic that we want. It might have the exact same content that some realtor in Dallas is making. That's okay. Because your viewers that are watching this, they're not moving to Dallas, they're moving to Lubbock. And you're providing that information. So if you type in how to buy a house right now into YouTube world, there's a lot of competition. You're going to see creators like Graham Stephan, which has millions and millions of subscribers. You're going to see creators like Ryan Serhant, which has a lot of subscribers as well and billions of views. You're competing against them if you just title it something generic like how to buy a house. But if you go a little bit deeper into playing the playground where they're not playing and type in how to buy a house in Lubbock, well, they're not creating content for Lubbock. You're creating content for Lubbock. You're creating content for Santa Fe. You're creating content for Gilbert, Arizona. Right? So as we go through the topic selection, just do a little quick recap here. You have your everything about, your pros and cons, your cost of living, your watch before moving, and how to buy or how to sell. These are the 5 videos that you're looking to make, but always remember, let me see if I can get to it. identifying your audience. If you're after buyers, then you're going to modify the topics just a little bit. If you're after sellers, then you're going to modify the topics just a little bit. But these are the 5 videos that if you're going to go out there and create, if you're going to go out there and create your YouTube channel for your first time ever, these are the 5 videos that I want you to focus on. Even if you already have a ton of videos on your YouTube channel, I would focus on these 5 videos right now and start generating some leads. So folks, remember, this channel that I keep referencing, this is a brand new channel for all intents and purposes, and in 30 days, 3 million in sales volume already. Right? So this is an opportunity for you to take some of the experiences that we have learned. I'm willingly just openly sharing them with you so you can take some action. Again, you don't have to purchase a course. You don't have to do any of that. This is the one video that you've been waiting for to get you launched into YouTube world and actually see some success, right? But now let's start talking about the video creation. What does the workflow look like? Because the workflow is going to allow you to make videos drastically faster. I mentioned to you that from 2019 to 2020, I was making daily YouTube videos. For over 2 years, I did daily YouTube videos. That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then back again on Monday. I was making YouTube. Some of the videos were 4 minutes long. Some of the videos were 40 minutes long. But there was that consistency. And the only way that I was able to do that was by following this acronym. So it's an acronym that I came up with, which is BOSS-RED: brainstorm, optimize, script, record, edit, and distribute. Repeat that again. Brainstorm, optimize, script, record, edit, and distribute. If you follow this acronym, you're going to win. All right. So this is a workflow that I use to create all of those videos. This is a workflow that I still use to today. Let me make sure that the audio is still working because I tried the mute button for the first time ever. And I don't know if it came back. Awesome. So let's get into it. Show you exactly what that looks like. Brainstorm. What does that mean? Brainstorm is you coming up with topic suggestions. You taking 10 minutes out of your day and just going crazy. You taking 10 minutes out of your day and thinking of different topics to cover. Do I want to cover what the option period is? Do I want to cover how to buy a house? Do I want to feature Lake Ridge neighborhood? Do I want to feature new construction? Do I want to talk about new builds? Do I want to talk about whatever? Do I want to talk about the cost of living? Do I want to do the those 5 videos that I suggested? So just list out the topics that you want to cover, just different titles. Brainstorm, just go crazy. Just go crazy. Give yourself that creativity. Give yourself those 10 minutes of creativity because you're going to come up with 20, 30, 50 different titles or topics that you want to cover. So there's no wrong answers on the brainstorming step. The next step, optimize. So remember, BOSRED, brainstorm, optimize, script, record, edit, distribute. At the optimize stage, this is where bad ideas go to die. This is where you start filtering out. At the optimize stage, this is where you take all of the ideas that uses brainstorm and you're filtering them out. Filtering out the bad ideas, the videos that you have no business making, and the ones that you'll go on to actually create. At the optimize stage, you're answering for 3 things. You're answering for the traffic, meaning is there demand? You're answering for the thumbnail, what's the thumbnail going to look like? And you're answering for the title. Can I clearly articulate what this video is going to be about? This is the exact same thing that I used for this video, the exact same thing that I've used for the thousands of videos that I've made at this point. So from the optimize stage, let's just say you brought in 20 different titles, 20 different ideas that you want to create. Well, at the optimize stage, you're going to answer for the traffic, the thumbnail, the title. If they cut muster, then they keep going. But you're going to find that 20 video topics early on, you're going to find that probably you're going to approve maybe 10 of them. As you go and create more and more videos, your selection is actually going to go less because you already know what videos are going to hit, which videos are not going to hit. So from the 20 videos that came through, you're only going to let 10 more continue down the journey. The 10 ideas that you left on the writing room floor, that's okay. I'd much rather you say no to those videos now than you record and invest all this time, energy, and money into the videos that are not going to get any traction, right? So again, at the optimize stage, you're answering for traffic. So you're looking at is this being searched? Is there value? Is somebody looking for this information? So you can go to Google Trends, you can go to Google Keyword Planner, you can do keywords everywhere. You could go on YouTube itself and see if whenever you're searching on the YouTube search bar, what auto completes happen. There's a lot of tools out there that will give you search volume. So if you're covering how to buy a house in Lubbock, are people searching for it that way? Or are they saying how to buy a home in Lubbock? But the difference between house and home is thousands of views, just as a little pro tip. Right? So the traffic, we're answering for traffic. Thumbnail, you need to not only visualize, but you also will want to create the thumbnail. Right? So the thumbnail is that digital board that whenever somebody is scrolling through YouTube, you're going to see a thumbnail. So this video itself had a little thumbnail. Right, so that's the thumbnail that you see. Is that intriguing enough for you to click on it? Right, so that's something you need to hammer out early, because when you're creating the video, if you think about the thumbnail last, you've already lost. It's that important. And then title. The reason title is important is it's going to give you clarity on the video that you're making. You're also going to be able to reference that title in your video, so it shows that you have a very seamless video creation process. And also, when you're using your title in your video, you have a higher chance of your video actually catching the algorithm. So again, we've been talking about real estate lead generation. And so if you notice at the beginning of this live stream of this video, you heard me say the title over and over again. You heard me say that so as to again have an opportunity of this actually ranking. So the title of this video, everything you need to know about YouTube real estate lead generation this year. So this is the exact same things that I'm sharing with you are the exact same things that I'm doing. So optimize stage, very important. It's where bad ideas go to die. Scripting. So BOSRED. Brainstorm, optimize, script, record, edit, and distribute. So we talked about brainstorm, we talked about optimizing, now we're scripting. When we script, you can write everything out if you want. Everything. Almost like if it's an essay that you're going to turn into your English teacher. Shout out Miss Collins and shout out Miss Horn. Rest in peace, Miss Horn. Like you're going to turn in to your English teacher. Right? So when you're scripting, you can write everything out, everything that you want, and then you can just read it. You can read it from a teleprompter. You can read it from another monitor. I have a monitor over here that you don't see right now. You can do it that way. Or you can do bullet points. You can bullet point a few things that you want to cover. So this presentation that you're seeing on the screen right now, think of this video as being a bullet point video, because I only have one word here. I've done this presentation plenty of times on stages, on continuing education credits, all these other places on other live streams. So I know what I'm going to say. I know what points I'm going to cover. I just need visual cues every once in a while to know where I'm at in my presentation. And a lot of you are the exact same way. You have a listing presentation or a listing packet or a buyer's packet. You just have those presentations that you already know what you're going to say. Same thing for your YouTube videos. You can script everything out if you want, or you can just have visual cues or bullet points that you want to make sure that you cover. Right? So there's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever ultimately is going to help you make the video a reality. But once you get through with the scripting, so remember, we came from brainstorming, then we optimized, then we scripted. So we're doing all of this in one fell swoop. So we scripted 10 videos, ideally, right? So we're trying to script all of these we're trying to do all of these in stages or in phases. Now we're going to take all those 10 videos that we just scripted, and now we're going to start hitting record. When we hit record, the reason that we isolate the recording step all together is because when you record, you have to do it in front of the camera at this point. You can't do it while let me rephrase that. You could. the reason that we're segmenting these steps is because, let's just say scripting. You could do scripting when you don't feel that well, when you don't feel camera ready, when you're waiting to pick up your kids from soccer practice, when you're waiting to do whatever, or when you're doing office hours and there's so much noise around you, right? So you can do the brainstorming during those times as well. You can do the optimizing during those steps as well. But you can't really do the recording when there's somebody is out there mowing their lawn, and there's just so much audio. So there's some restrictions when it comes to recording. So there's some limitations. So that's when we get to the recording stage, we want to have all of that prep ready to go for recording, to where when we're going to record that day, either that morning or that afternoon, we're ready to go and knock out as many videos as possible, because we've already done the prep work. Especially if you're hiring a video editor to come and help you record the videos if you don't feel comfortable doing all of this, right? There you have to be prepared. There, think of this as you being the actor at this point. The script has already been written. It's already been revised. Everything's ready to go. You just need to show up and you need to perform. Think of it the exact same way. So now when you're recording, you try to knock out those 10 videos at once so you don't have to worry about them. And then you go to the editing step. So once you get all your videos done, recorded, now we go to editing. At the editing is when we start cutting things up. We start taking out the mistakes. This live stream is not going to be edited, and there's plenty of mistakes that I've already made, but that's okay. Live streams are a little bit different, but when you get to the editing step, after you've recorded everything, you can cut out all of the uhs, the ums, the curse words, the parts where you messed up. You can mask a lot of different things that you probably wouldn't be able to get away with in normal life, for sure, and also in live streams. But at the editing, you're able to save a lot of the things that a lot of things that you thought, well, probably this won't make it to the video. But when you're editing, it allows you to mask a lot of the mistakes. Now, editing is one thing that I highly suggest that you consider outsourcing as quickly as possible. Editing takes time. It takes a lot of time, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I've been there. For the first, I don't know how many videos, but a ton of videos at the beginning, I didn't edit a thing. And it wasn't because I was such an eloquent speaker, because I wasn't and am still not. But because whenever I recorded a video, I didn't know how to edit. So I would practice, try to get into the front of the camera and not screw up as much as possible, and then call it good. So a lot of the earlier videos, you just see me go in one take. Not because I'm proud of them, but because I didn't know how to edit. And apparently I refused to learn how to edit until quite a few videos later, I started learning the craft. So I edited hundreds of videos myself. Ultimately, I outsourced it to somebody. Now we have a plethora of editors that are doing our editing for myself and editing for our real estate agents. So if you're interested in editing and getting all of this done for you, then check out our Done For You program for real estate agents, where we do this for you from the strategy, from the editing, from the thumbnails, from the optimization, everything. We do it for you. But anyway, that's not what this live stream is about, just sharing with you the progression of how things have grown. Once you get through with the editing, once everything is done, either you edit yourself or you hand it off to a professional editor for them to edit it for you. Now you distribute, which essentially means you upload to the platform. Now you upload to YouTube and you combine the thumbnail that you created, you combine the title you created, you add the description of what it is that you're covering in that video, and you optimize your video for YouTube. Right? That's where you take all of the preparation that you did from the brainstorming, optimize, script, record, editing, and now you're hitting the distribute. So this is a celebration. This is where the part you really have to put some emphasis on, because you've already did all of the work up until this point. You don't want to fumble at the 1 yard line. So you want to make sure that you give your video the best possible opportunity of succeeding. And that's what you do at the distribute. So again, if you're writing this down, brainstorm, optimize, script, record, edit, and distribute. I was able to create a daily YouTube video for over 2 years. and did not skip a beat. So you're going to be able to do the same thing. Now let's talk about video structure. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And also, now would be a good time to hit that like button. That'll help the live stream go and distribute to other videos, other subscribers, and start reaching more people. So that would be greatly appreciated. Now, if you're brave enough to share where you're listening from, state is fine, or country is fine. Now let's talk about the video structure. So we talked about workflow structure. What does our workflow look like? Now we need to look at what does the actual video need to be structured? How does it need to be structured? So here we have hook, meaning giving people a reason to engage in your video. Importance, highlighting the importance of the video, of not only watching the video, but staying through to the end. A very brief intro on what your channel's about and considering subscribing. Point 1, point 2, point 3. So what's your point? What's your point? What's your point? What are you making this video about? A simple call to action, and then you just bounce from the video. So a hook, again, is if you're talking about, let's just say if you're talking about moving to Lubbock as an example, you want to make sure that you watch this video so you can save thousands of dollars on your next home purchase in Lubbock, Texas. That could be a hook, right? Giving people, you have a strong statement at the beginning. You're creating intrigue, importance. You kind of saw it at the end, so you're saving thousands of dollars. Now, make sure to stay to the end to learn exactly how to save $5,000 on your next home purchase. The importance, you're sharing the importance of the video, the content, the content that's about to come up, and you're encouraging people to stay to the end, right? So that's the importance. The intro, hey, this is Jaime, your local Lubbock realtor. We create content all about Lubbock. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Let's get into it. Point number 1. I forgot what topic this was about, like how to buy a house in Lubbock. First thing you have to do is you got to get pre-approved. The second thing is you got to search for the appropriate home. The third point is getting under contract and taking it to close. I'm just making stuff up right now. So again, point 1, point 2, point 3. You're getting right into the video. A call to action. Click on the link down below that's going to give you $5,000 buyer rebate on the next home purchase, as an example. And then you just exit. You're gone. Right? So when we're talking about video structure, this is what we're talking about. This is how any topic that you're covering, this is a very simple structure that you can follow. There's more sophisticated ones that are a little bit more storytelling, that are a little bit more narrative, they're a little bit different. But here, this is a very simple structure that you can follow. You have a hook, you're sharing the importance, you're doing a brief intro on you and your channel and what you're about. Point 1, point 2, point 3, you have a call to action, then you bounce. Any topic that you want to cover fits within the simple framework. Whether you're looking to cover reasons to move to Lubbock, cost of living of Lubbock, pros and cons of Lubbock. So there, point 1 would be a pro, point 2 would be a pro, point 3 would be a con, point 4 would be a whatever, point 5 would be, and you go on and on. The structure is the exact same. Now, here are some suggestions for you. You have to review your analytics. You just have to. YouTube gives you data, use it. I ignored this for hundreds of videos. And to today, I'm still not leveraging the analytics as much as I should. I'm in here every day, but I'm still not leveraging it as much as I should. So review your analytics and look at the click-through rate. So these are two main important things that I want you to start taking track of. Click-through rate, meaning when your video shows up, what's the percentage of people clicking on your video? So because of the thumbnail, you want at least 5% or higher. So when a video shows up and that thumbnail shows up, are people clicking on it? That tells you a lot. That lets you know if your thumbnail is working, if your title is working. So if your thumbnail isn't working, if you're noticing that your click-through rate isn't that high, Maybe it's time to hire another designer. Maybe it's time for you to either outsource and you stop doing it and allow somebody else to do it for you. You need to start making some movements. If you're noticing that your click-through rate is 1% or 2%, that's too low. So either your thumbnail missed the mark or your title missed the mark, but there's incongruencies that you need to rectify. Retention rate. So from the retention rate, how long are people staying on your videos? Are they leaving after 30 seconds? So when you're going on your YouTube analytics, after 30 seconds, if you don't have at least 70% of your audience still watching that video, then you're making a bad video. You need 70% plus. And I say this just so you know, I struggle with this a lot. A lot of the videos that I make are 60%, 50%. So I really am pushing myself to get above that 70%, which starts with having a better hook, starting with a better of importance, starting better, a better video, right? So reviewing your analytics is extremely important. I'm just going to give you those two criteria, click-through rate and the retention rate. If you focus on those two things, you're going to be successful on YouTube. Now, something else that's going to help you be successful is staying consistent and being consistent. If you commit to one video per week, every single week you have to put out that video. If you commit to 2 videos a week, every single week you have to have those 2 videos out there. Whatever you commit to, make sure that you're executing on, right? At one point or another, as you start either getting more business or as you start getting better at this and, started to get some momentum, you're going to need to outsource. So outsource as quickly as possible. I would even argue, like, one of the things that I wish that I would have done earlier would have been outsourcing, even before I had the capital from YouTube itself, right? So from the leads that were being generated from YouTube itself. I wish I would have had my thumbnails outsourced much quicker, where I would not touch a thumbnail. I wish that I would have had my editing done outsourced a lot sooner, so I wouldn't have to edit myself, and I would be drastically further along than where I am right now. I firmly believe that. So my suggestion to you is, even if you don't feel ready, outsourcing is something I ask that you consider, because it's going to help you. Now, this isn't a plug for our Done For You YouTube program. If that's something that's interesting to you, then make sure you check out the link down below. But you can outsource certain elements right now, right? You can outsource that a lot of the things that you're doing right now that you shouldn't be, because somebody's going to be able to do it for much faster, and it's going to save you a lot more money at the end of the day. But if you can focus on each video that you create being 1% better, you're going to see how big of a difference your YouTube channel has overall. But as we get going, or as we part ways here, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the chat. So in the comment section down below, if I can help you in any way, of course, is down below. If you would like for us to actually do this for you, where we do your editing, where we come up with your content strategy, where we do the optimization, the everything, we'll do this for you. We've done this for a lot of real estate agents that are generating a lot of real estate business right now. Love to be a resource at the end of the day. Feel free to check out our link down below. But if we can help in any other, just let us know. Talk soon. Bye.